Yes, that song is going to make my roost fries famous.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now all I need is for you to wear this.
Okay, should we get started?
Woo!
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pilot Dump. I am this week's host. My name is Jim Rowley. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're not familiar with Pilot Dump, this is a show on the PAC Twitch stream where every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, somebody brings in a script of a pilot that they have written. I've written this week's script. Why don't I start off by telling you a little bit about that? It is an adult animated pilot. It is called Earhart and Bigfoot Paranormal Detectives. And it's the two main characters are Amelia Earhart and Bigfoot. And the logline for the show is basically Amelia Earhart and Bigfoot solving paranormal mysteries in the 1930s for their boss, Eleanor Roosevelt. That is what the show is about. I have an amazing cast here tonight to read it out with us, and I'd love to introduce them right now. Playing the role of Amelia Earhart is Kate Huffman.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Kate.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you guys. Up next, Ben Gonzalez will be playing the role of Bigfoot. What's up, Ben?
What's up?
Eve Esquire has two big parts tonight. She is playing First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt, and she is also playing Dr. Hooper.
It's the roles I was born to play today.
Up next, we have Ted Harris, who will be playing Colonel Graves.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, and Ted is also running our stream tonight, so thank you for that, Ted.
No worries.
You're
Hey, nice work.
Happy to.
Yeah. Justin Lev will be playing FDR and a bunch of other roles.
Hello.
This is
I have
awesome.
to do that again. There.
Up next, we have Will Morgan in the role of Edmund, as well as a bunch of other roles. Hey, Will.
Hey. That's
And
it.
finally, last but certainly not least, reading all of my many stage directions, we have Hooks Morgan. What's up, Hooks?
Hello.
Hey. Well, that's everything I really needed to cover beforehand. So why don't we get started whenever you guys are ready? I'm not gonna be reading anything. I'll just be hanging out. So whenever you guys are ready.
Okay.
All right.
Exterior, County Fair, evening. An MC at a livestock show is giving out awards.
And the blue ribbon goes to Shirley Davis and her fine swine, Pinky.
Scattered applause. A farmer enters with her pig, which is skinny.
Wow. What did you feed him?
Mostly corn and cigarette butts.
The MC goes to put a ribbon on the pig, but it backs away.
What's wrong, Pinky?
The pig growls at the sky. Suddenly, a bird-like human swoops down from the clouds.
Dear God, what is that thing?
The birdman grabs the pig in its talons and flies away.
Pinky! No!
It's the end.
The crowd panics.
It's the end times, everyone. I'm gonna get a head start on the rapture by drowning myself in this bucket.
They put their face into a bucket of water. End of cold open. Act 1. Exterior destroyed city day. Super East Texas. FBI agent Bigfoot is showing his badge to a crowd of confused Texans. He's cerebral, cautious, and always impeccably dressed. But he's definitely more of a desk guy.
Hey everyone, I'm Special Agent Bigfoot of the FBI, and wow, there are a lot of you. I don't think I've ever spoken in front of this many people before, and I'm kind of nauseous.
Are there still vampires on the loose or not?
Why don't I let my partner answer that? Agent Earhart?
He steps aside to reveal his partner, Secret Service agent Amelia Earhart, who's leisurely brewing coffee off the hot engine of her Lockheed Vega airplane. She's impulsive, short-tempered, has no experience being a cop, and doesn't let that stop her. She slurps the coffee.
Ow! Fuck me with a propeller! That's hot! Ow! Ow! Ow!
She notices the crowd and immediately turns on the charm.
Hello, everyone. You probably have questions, so I'll get right to the answers. 1, yes, I am that Amelia Earhart. 2, yes, I am a Secret Servant agent now. 3, yes, I am single. Well, technically. I'm technically still married, but my husband and I have an arrangement, so who wants to thank me for saving their town?
You blew up our town.
I blew up the vampires? Your town happened to be around them. I thought you'd be jazzed.
Some of those vampires were our sons and daughters.
Not after those bloodsuckers got to them, they weren't. You didn't call an exorcist. You called us.
Amelia strikes a cool pose. The crowd grumbles angrily.
You're losing him, Earhart.
All right. How about this? How about old Uncle Sam and I help you rebuild your little burg?
Interestingly, the FBI's insurance doesn't cover damage incurred by the course of paranormal investigations.
Ooh. Well, how much cash do I have on me?
Amelia takes out her wallet, pulls out some cash, counts it,
Let's see. $35.
then puts some back in her wallet.
I mean, $25. And I can throw in a few autographs, but no more than 3.
I collected your memorabilia when you went missing. Now that you're back, it's all worth shit.
Is that my blue scarf?
She yanks a blue scarf off the Texan. They fight over it. Interior, Amelia's airplane day. Bigfoot is crammed into the co-pilot seat next to Amelia, who's quickly taking off. Meanwhile, angry Texans swear and shoot at them.
Well, that could have gone better.
I know, they were so sensitive.
Those people had a point, Earhart. There's more to this job than just blowing up vampires. Sometimes vampires have families who deserve to be treated with respect.
Oh, spare me the bleeding heart crap. I took this job for one reason and one reason only. To find the space aliens who abducted me during my round-the-world flight 2 years ago and then kick them right in their collective taints. If they have taints. And if not, they're taint equivalents.
Well, first of all, there's no existence of extraterrestrials even existing.
Did you really just say that to me with your own mouth, Bigfoot?
It's just because I'm what you would call a legendary creature doesn't mean I'll believe anything. Not without scientific proof.
Is this the part where you remind me you have 3 doctorates?
Actually, 4, if you count my law degree. A law degree is a JD, which stands for Juris Doctor. That means Doctor of Law in...
Amelia suddenly jerks the controls, sending the plane into a barrel loop.
Ooh, altitude!
The plane levels out.
Point taken. But my point stands.
Amelia rolls her eyes. Then an ominous-looking bald eagle lands on the wing. A message is attached to its ankle, stamped with the White House seal.
We've been summoned.
Interior, the Oval Office day. FDR and Eleanor Roosevelt sit behind the presidential desk, speaking into a radio microphone.
We'll have news on the war in Europe in a moment. But first, we'll take your calls. Hello?
Hello, President Roosevelt. Hello, First Lady Roosevelt. Mark Bannis, Paramus, New Jersey. I like a nice winter soup, but meat and veggies are hard to come by these days, what with the Great Depression and all. Do you have any soup ideas?
I'm so glad you called. Did you know you can make a hearty soup by boiling old books? That's right. Paper pulp has plenty of fiber, and the binding has plenty of protein, because it's made from horse glue. Sounds tasty, right, Eleanor?
I literally could not care less about soup.
Good one, El.
Through a window, Amelia's plane lands on the White House lawn and skids into some rose bushes. FDR covers the mic.
Darling, I believe someone just landed a plane in the Rose Garden.
I'll handle it.
She gets up and exits. Interior White House night. Eleanor approaches a statue of Benjamin Franklin. She removes her glass eye and slips on an eye patch. Then she inserts the glass eye into the statue's eye socket. The statue recedes and reveals a hidden staircase. Interior underground bunker night. The secret headquarters of the Office of Peculiar Activities. Photos of various legendary creatures are pinned up. Amelia and Bigfoot sit across an ornate desk from Eleanor.
Look, the problem isn't that you burn down a city. It happens. The problems begin when you two show up in every goddamn newspaper in the country. You're Secret Service agents. It's right there in the name.
The newspapers are going to report on what I do, baby cakes. That's what happens when you're a national treasure.
A, don't call me that. B, can we just get to the reason why I summoned you here?
Eleanor tosses a newspaper on the desk. The headline reads, Maryland Birdman Attacks Livestock Show, with a blurry photo.
The Maryland Birdman. What the hell is that?
Now, the newspaper coined the name. I was hoping our resident cryptozoology expert could tell us more.
Bigfoot puts on his eyeglasses and examines the paper.
I spent years studying every cryptid, from the abominable snowman to the Yeti. Sorry, none of them have to start with Z's. And only two of them have wings, the Mothman and the Jersey Devil. This isn't a moth, and the Jersey Devil is part horse. So, this is no cryptid known to humankind or squat kind.
Could it be a previously unknown cryptid?
With all due respect, ma'am, it's 1939. It's exceedingly rare for new creatures to appear in nature.
Well, perhaps it didn't come from nature.
Oh, why don't you ever come out and say what you mean? You see, this is why I never wanted things to get serious with you, because you just never...
Okay, we slept together once at F. Scott Fitzgerald's.
I'm right here.
And it's obvious what I meant. I was just saying it could be a result of some kind of sick science experiment. That's all.
I can see that. Who do you think is behind it? Germany? Japan? Probably Germany. It is always Germany.
Well, perhaps, but there are forces at work here larger than you realize.
Again, with the cryptic shit. Look, all I know is birds are the worst. They get caught in propellers, they build nests in your engines, they shit everywhere. So let's stop talking about it and let's blow it out of the sky.
She whips out a knife and slams it down through the photo of the Birdman.
How many times do I have to tell you this desk belonged to Martha Washington?
Interior morgue day. Super. Prince George County, Maryland. Bigfoot examines a feather under a microscope. Amelia and the local sheriff, Sheriff Rogers, look on.
Sheriff, you're certain these feathers were recovered at the scene of the livestock show attack?
To myself. Something wrong?
Well, they're just ordinary feathers, condor feathers. But if this thing is an ordinary condor, I'm Peel White.
Who?
Only the biggest movie star of 1912. Did you not see The Horseshoer's Girl? Or, Oh, That Lemonade?
I guess I like movies with talking.
Well, like I was saying, condors aren't native to this part of the country, and they're carrion eaters. They don't eat live prey. So what's a condor doing attacking a live pig in broad daylight?
Wow, bird nerd.
Look, you want to tell me what the hell's going on? I got 300 terrified livestock show attendees and a pissed off governor on my ass.
I'll know more once I autopsy the victim.
Bigfoot picks up a scalpel and turns to the dead hog. Just before he makes an incision, he notices something.
Wait, what's this?
He pries open the hog's mouth. Inside, he finds a set of military dog tags.
Edmund Shelton, pilot's tags.
There's an army airfield not far from here, Fort Frederick. They're cranking out pilots faster than you can say mechanical failure. It's basically a bunch of teenagers flying tractors with wings. About 1 in 10 graduate.
And the other 9, do they flunk?
Well, they flunk gravity.
Maybe Shelton was stationed there. We should investigate.
Just then, an army officer, Colonel Graves, enters, followed by Deputy Connors and a couple soldiers.
Sheriff, I told him you said nobody could get access, but he insisted. Then he called me a toad.
I am Colonel Leslie Graves, commander of Fort Frederick. This is officially a military matter.
He notices Amelia and Bigfoot.
Oh, and who the hell are you?
They show their badges. Graves immediately turns friendly.
Federal agents! I apologize. I wasn't told you were coming.
People often aren't.
I'm afraid this is now a military investigation. Awkward.
The soldiers picked up the hog carcass and carry it away.
You can't take our murder victim!
End of Act 1. Act 2. Interior Army Base Office Day. Super. Fort Frederick Army Airfield. Amelia and Bigfoot argue with Graves in the colonel's office. Through a window, we see poorly built planes regularly crashing. Sometimes pilots eject in time.
As a matter of fact, I have an order here that says I very much can confiscate any and all evidence related to Marilyn Birdman.
He holds up a bunch of paperwork. Bigfoot takes it and reads.
This is ridiculous. Why is the military even interested in this?
Whatever that thing is, the brass would love to get our hands on it. National security.
Hold up, Leslie. Can I call you Leslie?
You can call me Colonel Graves.
Right, Les, look, it's funny you catching us here at the morgue, or catching us at the morgue back there. We were about to come talk to you about one of your trainees.
Graves smiles.
Fort Frederick has 4,000 trainees at this time. What do you need to know?
Well, what can you tell us about Edmund Shelton?
Bigfoot takes out the dog tags.
Where'd you get those?
They were in the mouth of the murdered hog, and we're asking the questions.
The colonel takes out a thick notebook and thumbs through it.
Let's see. Yes, I thought so. Shelton died in a training accident.
Well, that's not exactly a surprise.
Hey, we graduate 1 in 16. That's the best on the East Coast. As for how it goes into your hog's mouth, who knows? I don't have to tell you that crashes aren't pretty. I've seen wreckage thrown miles away from where the impact took place. Maybe this hog found the tags while foraging.
But you have to admit it's strange. We find the tag from one of your pilots, and then you show up?
Not to me. I guess I have a strange definition of strange.
The door opens. Dr. Florence Hooper barges in.
Grace, have you found the goddamn thing or oh my. Grace, why didn't you call ahead and tell me I was about to meet one of the greatest aviators of all time?
Oh, sure. Why don't I just use the telephone that I have in my pocket at all times?
And I'm not one of the greatest. Charles Lindbergh can suck it.
My mistake, Ms. Earhart. I'm Dr. Florence Hooper, Fort Frederick's Director of Research.
Kind of unusual for an airfield, no?
Not at all. Graves' little airfield is practically new, but Fort Fredericks has been around for decades. We're home to the military's most cutting-edge research lab.
She gestures out the window to a not ominous at all looking medical laboratory.
And most top secret, which is why we should probably drop this subject. Right, Doctor?
Keep your trousers on. In fact, Ms. Earhart, since we put in the airfield, much of our work involves research and testing on pilot performance. I would be remiss if I did not ask you to visit my lab.
Why?
Why? To study you as the greatest aviator of all time. Your vitals must be incredible.
Amelia puts her hand on her revolver.
I've been poked, prodded, and probed before. It ain't happening again.
After a tense beat, a soldier runs through the door.
Colonel, the base is under attack.
Exterior Army Base entrance day. Cooper, Graves, Amelia, and Bigfoot pull up into a jeep. Everyone gets out. They find a wounded soldier.
You! What happened here?
Sir, one of those damn bird things came out of the sky and just attacked the guard post. I think we hit it, sir.
Bigfoot notices a trail of blood and more huge feathers.
Think it's the birdman?
Bigfoot kneels, tastes the blood. It tastes gross.
Oh! I'm not sure what I thought I could learn from that. But the feathers match.
Agents, I'm afraid that's the end of our chat. If you'll excuse me, I have to find the thing that attacked my base.
He runs off to organize the soldier. He runs off to organize the soldiers. Cooper goes to follow, but then turns back.
The invitation stands, Earhart. Before you go, understand one thing. What we do in this laboratory will help us win the coming war. But what will you do? It's time to serve your country.
I'd rather eat dirt than set foot in that place. You know what? That's it. You're under arrest because I don't like you.
I was not aware that that was a crime.
Well, I just made it one. You're coming with me. Hey, let go of me.
Soldiers lead Amelia and Bigfoot away. Interior bar, night. Amelia is arguing with a bartender. Bigfoot is using the bar's telephone.
What do you mean you don't have chili fries? What kind of place is this? What do you have?
Got beans.
Well, fine. I'll have the beans then.
The bartender shrugs and puts a can of beans on the bar. Bigfoot hangs up the phone and joins her.
I got in touch with my old ward buddy. He's at the Army Department.
Wait. You fought in the Great War?
Bigfoot rolls up his sleeve, revealing a World War I Army tattoo.
Spring Offensive, 18.
I heard that was hell on earth.
He says nothing, just rolls up his sleeve, but not before we see morphine track marks.
But back to the case. My buddy confirmed that Shelton was listed as KIA during a training flight crash.
So the colonel was telling the truth.
Officially.
Well, shoot. I got my whiskey. I got my beans. The military is out looking for the Birdman. Why don't we just sit this one out?
Earhart, something doesn't add up here. You don't think that pig just found Shelton's tags, do you? And why does a creature that's part condor keep acting so aggressively? First it attacked a live pig, then it attacked a military base. It's trying to tell us something. And we need to find it before the military does.
Yeah, but how do we do that? It could be anywhere.
I have an idea.
Exterior wilderness night. Bigfoot and Amelia hike through the woods. Bigfoot carries a large sack over his shoulder.
Remind me why I let you drag me into this green hellscape?
I don't like it out here any more than you do. My shoes are ruined.
He comes to a ledge overlooking a steep ravine.
I think this spot will work.
Bigfoot opens the sack and takes out a bunch of spoiled hams. Amelia recoils at the smell.
God, that is rancid. I don't know why that grocery store owner was so reluctant to part with it.
Me neither. I still don't think you should have pulled your gun on him, though.
Well, he didn't believe me when I said the Treasury Department could requisition ham.
To be fair, ham law is murky.
He dumps the hams over the ledge and down the ravine. But when he does, he starts to slip.
Earhart, help me! My shoes have no traction.
He flails around and grabs for Amelia.
Don't hang on to me! You weigh like 600 pounds!
They both tumble down the ravine.
592.
They land hard.
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. Earhart, I lost my shoes. They're a size 46 floor chimes. You can only get them factory direct.
That, wasn't me, Bigfoot.
They look up. It's the Birdman.
Hi, I'm Eddie.
Edmund Shelton? You're alive?
You sound disappointed.
I'm just surprised. Graves told us she died in a training accident.
Not quite. Need help?
Edmund helps them up.
We brought you some dinner. It's not fresh, but I think that's how you like it.
I thought I smelled something nice and decayed. You mind if I tuck in?
Bigfoot nods. Edmund starts eating noisily.
So, the military did this to you?
Yep. That doctor called me into her lab to test out some kind of new pilot drug, she called it. Woke up a few months later looking like this. Then they tried to train me to do all kinds of sick stuff.
So you escaped. You attacked the livestock show to attract attention, then you left your tags on the hog for us to find.
I couldn't let them do this to anyone else, but I still feel terrible about killing that farmer's hog. I'd really like to pay her back. Once this blows over, maybe I can get some kind of job.
Sure you will, Eddie. For now, let's get you somewhere safe and treat that wound.
As they start to leave, Edmund pauses.
Wait, listen.
Suddenly, they hear flapping wings, and 8 more bird people swoop down from the sky.
There are more of you!
I had no idea. Run!
They all try to flee, but the bird people grab all three in their talons, lift them off the ground, and fly off into the night sky. End of Act 2. Act 3. Interior Medical Laboratory, night. Bigfoot slowly wakes up inside a lab. He's strapped to a gurney. Next to him are Edmund and Amelia, also strapped to gurneys.
Oh, good, you're up. Told you we shouldn't go traipsing off into the woods because this thing lured us into a trap with all his friends.
She nods towards a long cage full of the bird people. Unlike Edmund, these are more bird-like than human.
They're not my friends. I didn't even know they existed until now.
Bigfoot looks around the lab. He sees several more tanks full of bird-human hybrids at various stages of growth.
My God.
Colonel Graves enters with a big presentation board covered in a drop cloth.
Well, Edmund, when you proved to be disobedient, we had to rethink our process. But now that you're all awake, I can finally tell you all about Project.
Oh, we already figured it out.
You did?
Well, you're making flying soldiers. Edmund was your patient zero.
Like you said, not obedient enough. Phase 2, you start growing them from scratch.
Okay, well, but you still don't know what we're calling the project, which means I can continue with my presentation.
I mean, why bother? Aren't you just going to kill us?
Well, I'm pitching this to the Army General Staff, and I need like a presentation to be polished. So, without further ado, allow me to introduce Project Icarus.
He whips off the cloth, revealing a sign that says Project Icarus with a hand-drawn logo figure with wings. Dr. Hooper enters.
Okay, this is not what we're calling it. We are not naming my Nobel Prize worthy research after the biggest dumbass in Greek history.
Okay, you know what? I do so much for this space. I got you all your test subjects. I put in all the bunks and the latrines. The mess hall always has good chow. Why can't you let me have this one thing?
Colonel Graves' nose starts bleeding.
Oh, great. I have a nosebleed. Thank you.
You know, maybe I would let you have one thing if you didn't constantly allow our test subjects to escape, you pitiful functionary. Just leave.
I will. Just tell me what you want done with these three first.
Okay, well, feed those two to the specimens. Leave Earhart to me.
Consider it done. See how much easier it is when we communicate?
Go upstairs and just take a bath or something.
He grabs Bigfoot and Eddie's gurneys, shoves them into the bird people's cage, and slams the door shut. The bird people look at them hungrily.
Wait. I know part of you is still human, and I know you don't want to be in this cage. Help me, and we'll help you.
The bird people pause. Finally, one of them starts chewing on the leather straps of Bigfoot's gurney. Amelia sees this. Then Dr. Hooper approaches with a huge syringe.
All right, lie back and stay still.
Wait, hold on. Aren't you going to tell me what's in that needle?
Why would I do that?
I don't know, to psychologically torture me. You know, tell me in gruesome detail what all is about to happen to me.
Are you trying to get me to monologue to stall for time?
No! Possibly, yeah.
Well, just lie back and stay still.
She's giving you the same stuff she injected me with.
Oh, God damn it! Okay, fine. It is actually not the same serum we gave you. I'm not an idiot. This is a perfected formula. It is really, really, really good now. Okay? Now shut up and lie back.
Hooper shoves Amelia flat and prepares to inject her. Finally, the bird person chews through Bigfoot's straps. Bigfoot reaches through the bars, bashes two MPs into each other, knocking them out. He retrieves the keys, unlocks the cell, and throws the door open.
Hey, shut up! So what if roaring's not his strong suit? He has 4 freaking doctorates!
Why aren't you killing him?
The soldiers open fire. Bigfoot picks up an unconscious soldier and swings him around, knocking more soldiers out. Bigfoot frees Amelia, then flips over the gurney. They duck behind it for cover.
We're pinned down.
I got this.
Amelia picks up a rifle, aims at an oxygen tank, and shoots it. causing a big explosion and a fire.
My laboratory! Oh, damn you!
Hooper flees. The colonel turns to his remaining soldiers.
All right, everyone, the doctor might have abandoned us, but we can still win this.
The soldiers immediately drop their guns and flee. The colonel turns to Amelia and Bigfoot and gives them his best smile.
Agents! Say, now that all my men have left and the lab is burning down around me, I can finally see the error of my ways. In retrospect, our plan was asinine. I guess you could say we flew too close to the sun, and Project Ick...
The roof collapses and crushes Graves.
After her!
Exterior sky, night. Dr. Hooper flees in a fighter plane through the night sky. Behind them, Amelia's plane catches up.
Damn it.
She fires the plane's rear machine guns at Amelia, but Amelia expertly weaves the slow and old plane through the bullets.
I'm just wearing it down. Get me close to it.
Amelia lowers her plane towards Hooper's. Bigfoot hurls himself onto it, but Hooper pulls out a pistol and shoots him in the arm, wounding him. He clings to a wing desperately. Hooper lines up her gun for the finishing shot.
Stupid G-Man, even if you did stop me, the Flying Soldier Project would continue on. You think I'm the only one who knows about this? This thing goes all the way up to the...
Thunk! Amelia clocks Hooper in the back of the head with a long wrench, knocking her off the plane. She falls.
No.
She was about to tell me more about the whole
Sorry.
thing, but thank you for saving me and sacrificing your plane.
See how hard I whacked her? I was like Elmer Flick of the Cleveland fucking Naps! Oh, I can do his batting stance.
She poses in an old-timey batting stance. But as Hooper falls, she takes out the giant syringe and injects herself. She quickly morphs into a giant bird of prey. She flies up and attacks the fighter plane, tearing chunks of it off. Bigfoot still clings to the wing. Amelia grabs the controls and tries to steady it.
Shit.
The plane smokes and burns and finally comes apart. Everyone falls. And just in time, Edmund and the bird people catch them.
What are you doing? I created you!
But instead, the bird people attack Hooper. They weigh her down and all plummet to the ground far below.
Fuck you!
Edmund and the remaining bird people grip Amelia and Bigfoot in their talons and fly them to safety. Exterior suburban townhouse day. Sometime later. Super. Undisclosed location. Amelia and Bigfoot stand on the porch. Bigfoot rings the doorbell. There's no answer. Then Edmund floats down into view. He's in a work outfit.
Hey, agents. I can't stay long. I gotta get going. Work.
Still doing the same gig we got you?
Oh, yeah. I'm the best repair tech they got. Don't need a ladder or anything.
Good for you.
Well, we just came to tell you that the other bird people have been resettled at a bird sanctuary upstate.
Oh, that's great to hear. Hey, you guys hungry? I just ate, but I can regurgitate something.
We'll pass.
Fair. Hey, agents. Thanks.
They all shake hands. Edmund flies off.
Feels pretty good to actually help someone, doesn't it, Earhart?
I inspired millions of people with my flying, thank you very much. But yes, it does.
There's something still bothering me about what Hooper said. Who else knows about Project Icarus?
That's above our pay grade. Want to buy me a whiskey?
I have to type up my report, and Hooper doesn't let me drink.
Well, bring your typewriter to the bar and watch me then.
Interior Bigfoot's office day. Bigfoot's office at the FBI building, typing up his report.
In the end, what was thought to be a freak of nature was in fact entirely human in its creation and its being. Edmund Shelton was the victim of a sick experiment. He was the first airborne soldier, but he wasn't the last. And the question remains, how many more will there be?
Bigfoot stops typing and looks at it.
Don't tell a story. Stick to the facts.
He rips it all up and starts again.
The investigation of the Maryland bird incident began on...
Exterior, top secret research facility, night. Super. top secret research facility. The bird people are being unloaded off of trucks and taken to a secret facility. A badly injured Colonel Graves supervises from a wheelchair. Next to him sits a shadowy figure.
And that's the last of them transferred, sir.
But it's not the last of them, is it, Sonny? One of them remains at large.
We're doing everything we can to find him, sir. And again, I sincerely apologize for the mess in Maryland. Next time, we will do better.
The figure turns to him. It's FDR.
That's okay, Sonny. I know we will.
FDR pulls himself to his feet and strangles Graves with his blanket. Graves dies.
Because we have to. War's coming after all.
FDR looks up at the starry sky.
I should really stop talking out loud to myself. It's an unflattering habit.
Suddenly a star moves. It gets closer and we see an Art Deco style UFO. It beams an energy beam down at FDR and sucks him up into it. The flying saucer zips away. FDR's wheelchair sits empty. End of episode.
Okay, everybody, that was it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for doing that, and thank you everybody who watched. That was this week's pilot dump, and that was my pilot, Earhart and Bigfoot Paranormal Detectives. Yeah, so this was really, really amazingly helpful for me, you guys. Thank you for coming out and doing it. It was so nice to hear it up on its feed, and it's given me so many really awesome things to work on for the next draft, and who knows whatever happens after that. So I think next we before we go, we still have we still have the full hour, but so whoever wants to stick around, we can do that. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys all a chance to plug something or just say hey, or if you shared a poem maybe that you wrote, you can read that, whatever. So Kate, why don't you go first?
Oh, hi. Yeah. Hi, I'm Kate. You can follow me. You can follow me on Instagram at Kate Huffwoman. These days it tends to be all cat, but sometimes it's other stuff too. And I will plug the language of Japanese, which I've been enjoying studying. It's a fun language to study. Anyone else studying it, hit me up. I need someone to practice speaking with. So if not, start and then look me up. What?
Nihongo wo skoushi nashimasu.
Hi. Well, let's talk later.
That's awesome.
Yokai.
All right, how about Ben? Why don't you go next?
Okay, Wednesday, last Wednesday, I was walking in Hollywood and I found a $5 bill on the street. So if you guys want to support that, like and subscribe to that, I'd appreciate it.
Right on. Eve, would you like to go next?
Oh, I would love to go next. Also, can anybody see me? I don't think I've been seen. I put on makeup for this, and I cannot be seen.
I can see you.
We see you and your otters in the background and the crab on your neck. We see it all.
It's my crystal crab.
Yeah.
I have many of them. I don't know why. I have a large crab jewelry collection. But if you'd like to see more of me, thank you. Thank you. I feel seen now. Part of this complete breakfast, which is a Saturday morning TV show for adults at night, will be returning sometime this fall. I will be reviewing cartoons, looking at things, weird ass commercials. Several people here have contributed to it, whether they knew it or not. At least I reached out or something. But we're gonna have the reruns posted up soon and new content starting this fall.
Right on.
YouTube is Eve Esquire. Yeah, I got a personalized URL, people. I'm fancy.
That's awesome. It's all going to be on YouTube?
All on YouTube. Well, some clips maybe on the TikTok if you go to Junk Food Genius 5K. But if you want to follow me on any platform, it's Eve Esquire. All of it.
Right on. Thank you, Eve.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah. Ted, how about you go next?
Just keep it on me.
Yes, I do tech stuff. If you need help, email email thepacktech@gmail.com. Email that. And take classes at the Pack Theater, packtheater.com/classes, and donate to Venmo at Pack-Theater. And this was so much fun, and I'm so happy to be here and do this. This was a lot of fun. I was laughing a lot. Could you hear the helicopter outside and the dog barking? No.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you could. Yeah.
Well, I could. There was a lot of dog.
All
But
day.
it was okay. It was a lot of chaos.
Helicopter, Ted. You didn't have to call the helicopter for the ambiance.
I really wanted to make it feel authentic, so like
you did
once it started, that helicopter went off, and that was great.
Great resource. Great.
Must
great
have
use of
sound
resource.
effects. Must have sound effects.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you.
Justin, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Nothing much, I suppose. If you watch, I believe, I think it's going to be on Netflix, but if you watch for a movie called Coffee Wars coming out in probably a couple of weeks or months, you might spot me in a small role as a person pretending to be British.
That's awesome.
Omedetou gozaimasu.
That is
Arigato.
going to be on Netflix, you said?
I believe it'll be on Netflix, but yeah, I'm a little murky on the details right now.
Okay, cool. Well, Coffee Wars, I will definitely check that out. Will, would you like to plug anything?
Yeah, clutch. Yeah, Pack Theater, man.
Hell yeah.
Go or support it, and Al My Ribs, the other one, support them, I guess. Twitter, follow me on there at Faux Will Morgan. And Instagram, you can follow me at Papa Chub, where I review food and try to find my missing sons. And yeah, I think that's about it. Got Good RX commercial dropping. Support that. Ted Lasso's pretty good. Been watching that lately. He's a real nice guy. But I think we all know where he was on January 6th.
Do you have like Apple Plus?
Yeah, I got Apple Plus. It comes free when you buy an Apple product.
Can I borrow your stuff, your login and your password?
Could you go ahead and blast your password right now?
Yes, for everyone.
Do not support that believe catchphrase stealing bitch Ted Lasso. That's me. Believe.
It's you?
Yeah,
My
Bill
name is
Eve. Yeah, Bill
Eve.
Eve.
Oh. I see.
That bitch. That bitch Ted Lasso.
Oh my god.
Okay.
But go ahead, enjoy the show. I hear it's really adorable.
Yeah, it makes you feel good instead of
Packed them up.
Don't lie!
That's what people say. It makes you feel good. I haven't seen it. Not all of us are swimming in Apple products with free straight apple straight.
Right.
I just bought an iPod Shuffle, so maybe I'll be able to.
From what, 2006?
Yeah.
The tiny one.
So far, Jim has made a MySpace reference and an iPod Shuffle reference.
You see why I wrote something said in the 30s.
Well, we are ICQing here after the show together, so.
Hooks, while we're at it, would you like to plug anything?
I would. I decided during the apocalypse that the only thing that made me feel good was making art. And so now I'm making little art that you can purchase. And it's really cool. It's fun. It's made of epoxy resin. They're fully fashioned so that you can just plug and play. That's what we like to call it, plug and play. You buy it and it goes right on your wall. Just no instructions. You don't have to download an online manual or anything. And the URL for this right now is just at Take Fountain Art. And that's on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us there and we will be telling you how to access our online store. It's coming very, very soon. But in the meantime, if you send us a DM, you can get this, like this one says, Alex Villanueva can suck my, and then see it's a dick. Get it?
Oh, he can suck it.
Get
I
it?
want to get one of those.
Again, right? Just ready to hang. So if you want to tell the world, like, what are your gender pronouns? We have that. We have this stuff available. So yeah, it's Take Fountain Art, and you can follow all of the stuff there.
That is really cool stuff. I love
Oh,
that.
I just looked it up. That's great SEO you got going on.
Great SEO, man.
And yeah, you guys can also follow me on Twitter at It's Jim Rowley. Otherwise, I have for Pilot Dump, I wanted to just say thank you to Eric, thank you to the Pack Theater, thank you to all of you guys for coming out and watching, and thank you to my amazing cast for coming out and helping me do this. Like I said, I really I got a lot out of this, and you guys all helped me bring it to life, and I really, really appreciate that. So thank you guys for being awesome.
Well, thank you to you,
Thank you so
amazing
much.
Jim.
Yes.
Lots of
Thank you
fun.
for writing a
So
really
fun.
fun
So
pilot.
funny. Very
Thank
funny.
you. Thank you so
Thanks for the
much.
opportunity, man. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, this was a blast. So yeah, I think we'll call it a night for Pilot Dump. Yeah.
Cool.
Leave!
Enjoy your Saturday.
Yay!
Saturdays. Thank you for coming out.
All right, I'm ending it. Bye, everybody.
Good on, guys.